Hey, thanks for helping me out with this deadline, Paul. I think our boss will be pleased. And I could not have done it without you.
Yeah, no problem, Shirley. There is no I in team.
Oh, you. Ha 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 ha. You are a silly guy, Paul. Ha 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 ha.
That boss of ours, he can be such a turd.
Speaking of turds, I just finished reading the most amazing book. It is called The Gnarled Turd by Emily Dickinson. It is a real life changer, I can assure you, Paul.
You know, it makes me feel like you were talking down to me when you call me by name all the time.
This story is engrossing, Paul. So much is happening, yet so little at the same time. So there is like this scientist, right? And he makes a time machine. And in this other dimension, like somewhere into the future, but perhaps also the past, his time machine is crashed and his body is starting to decay. So for about 30 chapters he is like rotting. And in this dimension there is a man walking around, but really it's like only half of a man.
And you don't even listen to me. I try and have an adult conversation with you and you just shrug it off.
And the turds are just like falling from the sky. But you cannot tell where they are falling from exactly. It's like it's a mystery. And cut back to the scientist who is like deader than before, if you can imagine. So, these turds are falling into the time machine that is all crashed into a wall. And there is this space-time continuum riff going on. If you can believe it. So as the turds fall into the time machine, they are being transported and you don't really know where. But it turns out that they keep appearing in this man's life, and it always seems to be at a crucial moment. His graduation. And later his wedding, for instance.
In fact, you are the one thing I can't stand at work. Just your classic self-indulgent biatch who is oblivious to everything but her shopping addiction and trying to forget the fact that her husband is probably cheating on her, and her children will turn out awful.
The turd just explodes everywhere and ruins everything. It's hilarious but sad at the same time. So the man is trying to figure out where they are coming from. At first he thinks he is going crazy, but once it happens for the second time he realizes that he isn't. But how does he prove it? You know, Paul.
After our third year of working together was trying to find any way to get you fired, but soon learned that you have a family member that is married to someone in the company.
And this girl is just terrified. She doesn't want to be left alone any longer. And this scientist, still dead by the way, is just laying there in this machine. This broken device. And he is like really dead. Meanwhile, these turds are falling from the sky one after the other, but because of this space-time continuum thingy they take longer to reach the man.
A whore is what you are. A filthy, filthy, filthy whore. I have been fantasizing about nothing but killing you for the past few months. I figure I could get away with it too. Your husband would probably help me. He told me so over drinks a few months ago.
And it's basically like a metaphor for society and what is expected and stuff. So the man is reading the diary, and it turns out his grandfather was visited by this turd also. And it's not really gnarled so much as kind of chunky and curly. But to be more specific,
I have a lot to live for. But I would take the fall just to get rid of a waste of skin like you.
So this dimension where the gnarled turd originates is going through seasons, and the half-man is walking around speaking in riddles. There are half-mountains floating in the sky. Waterfalls flowing the wrong direction. And the scientist is dead. He is like really, really dead and just hanging half out of the back of his time machine. His tongue used to be hanging out of his mouth, but by now it has rotted into history.
I could use any item in this office to take your life. Hell, I could use those stupid pens you have in your bun. You think you are Chun-Li or some shit, when really you are just a gnarled bitch from hell.
You probably forgot about the gnarled turd in the present day, didn't you? But, oh, no. It sure did not forget about you. So it's still there. It appears they're just floating and then it explodes.
No wonder your husband is cheating on you. You are the most boring human on the face of the planet and are still going on about some stupid story that makes no sense. And your tits are lopsided, not to mention very, very, very small. I don't think I would even get a handful.
So he is cleaning up the mess and it happens again. Little did he know that all of the previous gnarled turds are now coming to the future, and no matter what he tries to do to stop them, they will just keep appearing and exploding.
I don't know if I want to even touch you. I hate you so much. Maybe instead I will just kill myself. There are plenty of windows for me to jump out of.
Gnarled Turd by Emily Dickinson. But you don't have to take my word for it.